Alright guys, from the project back again, and in here for another video, and in here for my raw thoughts for last night. And I do gotta say, Raw was actually a good show for last night, and it was basically about, all the teams getting involved in matches the teams for SummerSlam with the Nexus and Team Cena getting involved in matches, and with all the egos in the side, and that's what basically went down. And with that being said, Raw was live last night in San Antonio, well, in HBK's hometown. And even though HBK was not there, and of course he is not retired, it was still a good show. We kicked it off with John Cena and Chris Jericho coming out with a promo. Chris Jericho saying that he wants it to be his team and not John Cena's team, and having their little egos go aside. Uh, then we have a match made with the mystery general manager coming on in and saying that we do have a tag team main event match between, uh, John Cena, Chris Jericho, and Sheamus and The Miz, which is for the main event. And I will get to that in just a little while. But kicking it off, we have Randy Orton versus Jimmy Uso with Jey Uso and Tamina at ringside, and Randy Orton, having a pretty good opener with Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso using his headbutts and a couple of moves on there. It was kind of quick, but it was a quick, fast-paced match, not nearly as good as last week's Triple Threat match. But Randy Orton coming in and winning against Jimmy Uso with the RKO and showing that he's ready and focused on being, the new WWE Champion if that does ever happen at SummerSlam. And of course, Sheamus was there watching on. As a result of that, The Miz came out and, shocking us, well, really teasing us, that's the better word I'm trying to look for, teasing us yet again for another tease, cashing in his Money in the Bank, just when you thought he was, going to do that. Randy Orton really got, basically pissed off about that and RKO'd The Miz, and that's basically what happened with that. So another tease by The Miz. So we're going to see, looks like a couple more of those until he cashes it in exactly. I'm not too sure if he's actually going to win the WWE title or not with that. But like I said, we'll see what happens. It would be cool if he won it and I cashed it in too as well, but we'll see what happens. Next match we got here is Alicia Fox versus Brie Bella, I believe. This is basically a typical Divas match, nothing too special. Alicia Fox gets the win with the scissors kick and a help with Jillian Hall, and it didn't last that long, so it's pretty short of a match. Non-title match, by the way. Alicia Fox winning that match. Then we get into the next match here, which, didn't last too long with Edge versus the Great Khali. During towards the top of the show, Edge trying to say he's going to take out the Great Khali and doesn't really want him there, and would really want to have Ted DiBiase in this match instead of the Great Khali. Of course, Vengeance overheard him, and that match was made, Edge versus the Great Khali, and nothing really too special here. Edge trying to take out Khali, then the Nexus come out and, do that little invasion thing, and Edge rolls out of the way, and they actually give the Great Khali a chance to escape, and he does walk out of that, and they didn't beat down the Great Khali as a result of that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I thought they were actually going to get the beat down on Khali, but they didn't, and they just gave him, a head start of escaping. With that, next match, we got Nexus versus Mark Henry, Goldust, Yoshitatsu, Hart Dynasty, and Everborn, and this was a pretty good match. It was an elimination tag team match, and, well, a preview for SummerSlam. As we found out, it is now a 7-on-7 elimination tag team match for SummerSlam, which makes it a little bit more better. So we get to see everyone basically in the elimination tag team match at SummerSlam. But last night was a preview with that, and next that's really dominating over Henry's team, taking out Yoshitatsu first was the first guy to be eliminated, followed by Goldust, the Hart Dynasty, Mark Henry, and the last guy came with this was Evan Bourne, and with the rest of the Nexus still there, none of them being able to be eliminated, and when you kind of thought Evan Bourne would be the one to take him out. Of course, Evan Bourne was taken out, the last guy, and Nexus was able to pick up the win on that. So, you know, with their match at SummerSlam, I'm not too sure if Nexus is, you know, gonna win this match. Maybe it's a possibility, but we'll see what happens. And I'm actually kind of looking forward to this match. Hopefully at least be pretty good. I'm not expecting it to be, you know, a great match or anything, but at least a pretty good match. For Raw, anyway, it was a pretty good match too, for the amount of time we got. The next match we got here is Ted DiBiase versus John Morrison. And again, with this one, a lot of egos go on the side here. Ted DiBiase, you know, was able to get the win on John Morrison. Of course, R-Truth was there trying to help out Morrison win this match. At one point, we saw the Starship Pain was going to be able to connect with Ted DiBiase. You know, it came to one point where John Morrison was looking at R-Truth, I believe, and that's how Ted DiBiase got the win when DiBiase pushed John Morrison to the ropes, and that knocked down R-Truth, I believe. So, I don't really remember what happened with that, but Ted DiBiase ended up getting the win over John Morrison, and John Morrison pretty upset with R-Truth and in this match. So like I said, Eagle's getting a side and with this match, and that's basically what I believe Nexus wants out of these teams, you know, to not be able to get along. And that's basically what happened throughout the night, and especially with the main event, Miz and Sheamus and Cena and Jericho. This was a pretty good main event. We saw the STF by John Cena to Sheamus, I believe, and Chris Jericho tried to get the walls of Jericho. Sheamus missing his kick, I believe, at one point, and in the end, the Miz was able to get the mic, not the mic check, wow, wrong move, about his finisher on that with the skull crushing finale. I believe it was to John Cena, and during that point, Chris Jericho was able to get the code breaker onto John Cena and had enough and basically walked out on Cena. So that was basically to help the Miz, you know, win this match. So Miz and Sheamus coming out on top, and again with these teams not getting along, and basically, like I said, Nexus wanting this to happen. So you know, that was it to close this show, and you know, we had a lot of confrontation at the end with Cena's team. So we'll see how they would get along. Maybe someone will be out of the team as they tease, basically. So you know, it was actually a good Raw, so enjoyable. There was no guest host and no really comedy skits, so it was enjoyable. So definitely want to check out and be back right here for my you know, special TNA showdown this weekend. I probably won't be doing the TNA showdown for Friday. I don't really want to try to have two TNA showdowns in 1 week, so but still stay tuned for that special TNA showdown for this weekend, and that has to do with the video. Let me know what you guys think about you know, last night's episode of Raw. Drop your comments down there below in the comment section, and that has to do with the video for today. And as always, I will talk to you guys later. Peace.